how in 2023 we can step up our personal finances?
My first tip is really the crux of any financial plan, and that's having a basic budget. So when people come to me with questions or when clients engage in our services, they always have these really big, grand questions like, can I retire? Can I buy a house? Can I do this? And it's like, I know nothing until I know your budget. If I don't know what money you have coming in and what money you have going out, I can't tell you anything. And so budgeting looks different for everyone. I know a lot of people think of budgeting as this really restrictive thing, but it's not. It's just a roadmap. It's just a roadmap. Like every month I can expect this amount of money to hit my account. Every month these are my non-negotiable fixed bills because you got to live. And then every month, these are my variable bills. And something that I always tell my clients and even my friends when they ask for advice is if it's something that you regularly like to do and it's a part of your lifestyle, just go ahead and budget it like it's a bill, even though it's not, because it's better to account for it. So, for example, if you know you have to get your nails done once a month just to feel like a human, budget that money into your expenses, because if you try to kid yourself like you're not going to spend money, you're going to hold on to every possible dollar, you're going to fail and you're going to feel like, oh, budgeting is just not for me. And it's like, no, you have to be realistic. So realistically, budget the brunch, budget the Chick-fil-A random Friday night when you don't want to cook. Budget those things and plan for them. That way, when you do it, you don't feel like you're falling off or like you're betraying your budget. You're like, no, I set aside $50 to be able to go out to eat or whatever the case for this week. So that's really my first tip. I think budgeting lifestyle expenses, of course within reason, is something to just hold yourself accountable and know that we don't just want to make money to cover our expenses. Like, we want to be able to live. We want to be able to save for goals and, you know, do the things that also bring us joy. So I think it's really important for everyone just to have a high level view, whether it's an app, a spreadsheet, back of the envelope numbers, just really high level, know how much you have to work with at the end of the month, because that's where you get to the next level. So whatever you have after all your expenses, fun expenses and real expenses, that bottom line, that tells me as your financial planner, okay, how much discretionary funds after your fun funds, talk about a fun, but after your fun expenses, that bottom number tells me what you can invest, what you can save, you know, but without knowing that, I can't.
Discretionary meaning extra money. The leftovers.
The leftovers.
Think of them as the leftovers.
Technically, you know, variable expenses are considered discretionary, like how much you eat out, getting your nails done, getting your hair done. Those are discretionary, but like I said, I like to tell my clients to budget that into the variable because it's just a part of your lifestyle. If there's ever an emergency where you lost your job or someone cut your hours or whatever, we would always pull from the variable expenses first. But while you're in a secure position at work and everything's going fine, just go ahead and budget those in like a bill. And that way that number at the end of the month is a true reflection of how you like to live comfortably without squeezing the corners.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I budget my wine because I get wine twice. I drink a lot of wine. So it's like, it makes sense for me to be realistic and just put that into my budget. My tip is similar. We said that we would likely have overlap, but my tip is a little bit different in that I said find a budgeting platform that works for you and make it a habit to update and check in frequently. So you can have a budget, but if you look at your budget once and then the rest of the month you never look at it again, you're hurting yourself because you're not really tracking what you're spending and how you're spending. So I say finding a platform that works for you, because everybody will have a different platform that they prefer. Find one that you can get with and that you like and do it there. I started out with an Excel spreadsheet for my budget, and then I got You Need a Budget thanks to Rocky. And I love You Need a Budget because it allows you to see where your money is going. Like, let's say let's say there is an event where I do have to pull money from somewhere, I can look at where I have money budgeted and say, okay, I need more money for eating out, so I'm going to take it from my nail budget. And it's a very specific line item overview of your money. And it's so, I check it like every 3 days, y'all. I'm in YNAB all the time.
Same.
Yeah.
And to your point, two other things that I love about YNAB, well, to piggyback off what you just said, the moving money from one line item to the other, it is a literal representation of when you say yes to something, you may have to say no to something else. Because if you say yes to everything and it's out of your budget, that's how you start living above your means. That's how you start accumulating debt. That's how you're living paycheck to paycheck and not able to save anything. So I think it's really important with YNAB that it visually lets you know, hey, you can do this thing, but just know something else is going to have to get declined this month because you overspent in this area. And sometimes that's fine. You know, on a month where I'm going on vacation with my friends, my grocery budget is smaller because I need spending money for the trip. And so it's perfectly fine to move money around in your budget to fit you. You know, the holidays are coming up. Maybe you don't go out to eat as much because people are cooking and there's family events, but you put that extra money that you would have been spending into gifts because you know you have to buy Christmas gifts. So it's just a matter of knowing how to allocate your dollars based on your needs. And the second thing I like about YNAB is the proactiveness. I find that a lot of budgeting platforms are reactive. And like, you know, like, oh, like you spent this money, it's in this category, I'm going to total up the total for you. And it's like, oh, okay, well, the damage is done by that point. Whereas with YNAB, you are planning your dollars. So then when you're in the grocery store or you're at the mall, you can pull out your app and be like, I got $150 in my line item specifically for shopping. Because what I always tell my clients, your bank account balance is a scam. It is a trap to make you think that you're rich. No. So your bank account balance could say $5,000. But if your rent is $2,000, your car note is $300, your insurance is, all these things add up, you really don't have that money. So that's why YNAB is really important, because you can physically delegate funds to the line items of shopping, eating out, gas, all these things, and know comfortably and securely, like, this is how much money, like, this is my true budget. Because if you look at your bank account app, you're going to be like, shots on me, I got this. But when you look at your app will be like, actually, let's get one cocktail and one appetizer. That's what's in our budget today. So it's just really proactive, and I think it's really important for people to plan to spend rather